Yo, welcome to the Scoop with Dukes. I'm your host, Phillip Dukes, aka Dukes the Scoop. Check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Dukes the Scoop, and please make sure you hit the subscribe button. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button. Y'all know how we do. Late night. We just watched a very good game, a game that we thought was probably over before it was. Notre Dame showed a lot of fight. What up, we? Notre Dame shows a lot of fight, makes it close, but Ohio State continues the run that the Big Ten is having. Now the Big Ten has gone back-to-back in national championship games, and the Ohio State Buckeyes are your college football national champions. Wow. 34-23. We thought the game was over. I know I did. Shout out to Jones 2-3. Larry Leonard, what's happening? Yeah, man, somebody on Twitter, my man hit me, was just like, bro, go live. I was like, all right. Got nothing else to do, might as well. What's up, Sabrina? Come in here and kick it with the fam. We can do a quick recap of the game. Zach Sylvia, what's going on? Yeah, but shoot, man. So I know on that last drive, I thought that 20 mil was too much. Don't give a damn. Say that 20 M's was too much for Notre Dame. Yeah, man. I mean, Ohio State had the money, and they did it. They had the bread. Hell of a roster. They had NFL players all over the place. The fam picked the right team, like my man Jonathan Wood said. So the fam, we redeemed ourselves, right? Let's see, the right guy lost in that. I went for a real bro like Prime. I knew somebody was gonna say that. Yeah, man. I was like, man, the boy Marcus Freeman, he missed the opportunity to invoke the power of the ancestors. He could have came on out and just MLK Day too. He's like, nah, I'm good. Hey, ain't on us. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Good Money. Omega Red, what's happening? Good Money, so I wish we was watching the Buffs. I know, right? Ran 6'7". What up, dude? What up, Ran 6'7"? Yeah, man, my boy Marcus Freeman, man. Dang. And I ain't gonna lie, I was zooming in. I was trying, like, look, so y'all see what's going on with my hair, man. That thing, it ain't, that hairline ain't what it used to be. So I'm trying to check Marcus Freeman out to see what he got going on up top. I can't figure it out, man. It might be some kind of witchcraft going on up there. I mean, it's clean on camera. I mean, I don't know if it's a piece. I don't know if it's it's like he got a Beijing temp fade. Usually you see people with Beijing, it's like, doing something else. But man, I don't know what my boy got going on. They did a close-up on him. I went and looked. I was like, man, I don't know what we got going. But yeah, I don't think whatever my boy Marcus Freeman gonna be an option for me. But yeah, man, we say here another Tiger Woods. What's up, Trace? Yeah, 2 words. Kev said, oh, that's a good one right here. 2 words, strength and conditioning after that first drive. Yeah, man, for sure. My boy Dudes, for sure. Hello. Say that man got on, man, with black shoe polish, man. That man got stuff with a hot penny. Man, look, hey, listen, man, I don't know what my boy got going on, but hey, it was working. It was working for a while, man. I'm like, shoot, man, just go with the cap, bro. Don't even worry about it. But hey, it is what it is. But all right, y'all drop some questions, man. Let's see what we want to talk about. Kenneth Hudson, what up, my dog? Louisville in the building. Question: How long do you think Coach Prime can build a team like we saw tonight? So how soon do I think he could do it? I think he can do it with the transfer portal. He can do it soon, like especially with revenue sharing, right? Because you're gonna have to have avenues. Like, think about this: like Ohio State's got a $20 million team, and revenue sharing is only $20 million as a whole, so they won't be able to get all that money. Now, I'm pretty sure they're going to be setting themselves up with NIL sponsors on the outside. But for Coach Prime, what he does have in his favor is the relationships with these brands for his son, these brands for himself. Like, I don't think anybody has more plugs with sponsors and advertisers to Coach Prime. So I think he'll be able to get around it because he'll have the relationships. If people will come out and be stars, he can take care of his stars, right? With marketing deals. Like even when I was in Colorado this last time, funny story, when I was in Colorado this last time, man, Coach Prime was getting ready to go pitch a company about him and his sons doing a team marketing deal. And he was just talking about guys on the team who would also fit. So one thing I do know about Coach Prime, he's going to be able to put people around money that you wouldn't be able to get out of the collective, which I think is a plus for him. So I think that's going to help him build a team sooner than later. So I think with how NIL is going to a rev share program and how teams are going to have to get secondary income in order to build another one of these super teams, I don't think anybody's more well positioned outside of the teams that already have super teams. Like I think Oregon's going to be well positioned based on Phil Knight having Nike right there. So that's an NIL deal waiting to happen. And we'll call them supplemental deals outside of the rev share. So I think Oregon's going to be well positioned. I think Ohio State is going to be well positioned. I think USC actually will be well positioned if they do it right. But I think Colorado's going to be right up there. So now I don't think it'll take that long. I think maybe if I were to put it in the years, I say Coach Prime is probably I think he could get to the playoffs next year, and I think he can build one of those type teams about a year away from building that real deal like juggernaut. My man EC Wright said hit them lights, man. Appreciate that. Hey, EC Wright said, shout out, you the only one who would have reacted Freeman. Now I'm just keeping it a buck, man. I mean, at the end, I ain't mad at Freeman, dog. Like, that's what he wanted to do. Hey man, I mean, they showed the story. You know what I'm saying? I think his pops went to war or something like that and met his mama, and that's how that went. But man, you know how it is. Like, we from the hood, like for real, like it don't matter how black somebody is. Like, it's a privilege. Like we don't look at it like, and I'm not saying it's not a privilege to be anything else, but when you look at like the struggle, it's more of a cultural thing than it is anything else. Like, you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's a way that you can show love to both without disregarding one. I ain't gonna say disregarding, but in the climate of our country, there's a way for you to acknowledge, your African American heritage and for where it is in the country. Now I can't speak on it because, man, I'm mixed with black and blacker. You feel what I'm saying? Like, man, my dad pretty. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they say you mixed. Yeah, I'm mixed. All right, yeah, Negro and super Negro. That's it. That's all it is. So it's hard. It's hard for me to relate. But yeah, I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to disrespect nobody. I got plenty of Asian partners. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm sick as hell said, what college would you like to see your son go to when the time reaches? Man, the free one. The free one he wants to go to. I ain't, that's all I don't even care. Like, wherever he want to go to school, the free one. Long as he ain't, in jail, he alive, healthy. That's all I care about, man. Like, and happy. So wherever he want to go to school, it is what it is. Tucson, Arizona. Matter of fact, hey, y'all drop y'all location. Drop where you at. Drop where you at. Tucson, Arizona in the building. I'm going to run them all on there. Tucson, Arizona in the building. Drop your location. I'm going to put it on screen. We're going to kick it tonight. We're about 275 right now. I'm sick as hell. Fort Worth, Texas. Hey, Fort Worth, that's outside of Dallas. Miss Jobs says she is Duval. Miss Jobs, who you want to get that coaching job with the Jaguars, Miss Jobs? Suffolk, Virginia, VA in the building. Detroit to Vegas. Say so everywhere. No, you big kicking to Detroit to Vegas. Say so, you got your bus, big dog. Sabrina in DC, chocolate, the original Chocolate City. Did we get this? Yep. Hey, this is my real cousin right here. That's my cousin Damon. I'll tell y'all a story about my cousin Damon, man. My cousin Damon, man. is my dog. My cousin Damon, he older than me. That's my big cousin. Man, so I don't know if y'all know, but my mama was a little she was physical. She one of them old school mamas, right? So in our family, like every aunt and uncle had license to beat any of the kids. Now it's 21, 22 of us first cousins. Everybody had license to beat the kids. I don't know what Damon did. Damon about 10 years older than me. I don't know what he did. I was a youngin'. I probably like 5 or 6 or something like. He might have been 15, 16. He got mad with my mama, went out there to rake the yard and raked up all the grass because she made him rake the yard. And I know I'm messing up a part of the story, but in our family, they got this term that say your plate broken. You do something real bad, like my grandma used to tell me, your plate broken. You can't eat here, right? Man, I'm such a real one. They had fried pork chops. Man, I went outside my mama's window. I was about 5 or 6 and started dropping my boy pork chops outside the house, bro, while he was outside doing, because he couldn't come back in the house after he done raked up that grass. So me and Damon been locked in ever since. He always say, yeah, little Philip real. So man, shout out to my cousin, man. Lou Kane TV. What's up, Lou? Hey man, that's Louis Kufor. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right, Lou, but man, Lou, man, shoot, we go all the way back to Little League Baseball at Santown. Man, probably one of the most gangster baseball teams ever. Louis' cousin is Pac-Man Jones. Pac-Man was the pitcher, Louis was the catcher, and they terrorized that part, man. Shout out to Louis, man. Dane said, don't do that, cuz. Hey, I got plenty of stories. You want me to tell the one we was getting ready? You had us finna fight at the basketball court on Washington Road. We can tell that one too. I can tell plenty of stories, just the family. Sabrina said, I hope they do give it to Byron Leftwich. That'd be cool, right? Especially since the Patriots gave him that old fake interview, man. I ain't like that at all. Knowing they was gonna hire Mike Vrabel. Yeah, and then Sabrina said they gave Ben, yeah, we knew he was gonna get that. You feel me? Yeah, me and Luke got some stories too, man. I used to be an old national. I used to always run into Lewis, man. Lewis, my dog. People always trying to figure out how we knew each other. Don't worry about it. We go back, way back. Kobe said, "Can you explain how UNCP got locked in like y'all are?" Man, shoot, man. Okay, cool. I told the story before. Some of y'all probably already heard it, but man, I was just working at On3. Went on a couple of shows. You know, people had their opinions about Colorado, and I just was like, shoot, I tell you what. I put a video out saying why people was hating because I felt like folks was hating. And then somebody, I think Pastor Smith, E. Dewey Smith, the Hoods. I locked in with Pastor Smith through like Roger Hood and the Hood family. And Pastor Smith showed it to Coach Prime. Coach Prime called me and he just started mentoring me from that point, telling me how to move, you know, what he saw in me. And then shoot. One day he said God had something to tell him about me and what I was going. And we've been locked in ever since. I listened to him. Like, not even no to get interviews or nothing like that. Like, I could quit this tomorrow and still, like, I could go into recruiting, like, for a school. I could, you know, like, I literally had a couple of job offers to go recruiting this year. So he helped me navigate that. So, man, shout out to Coach Prime. He's just a real one. I know that sounds cliche, but it's the truth. Pastor Smith's godfather. Yeah, Pastor Smith, he's so cold. He's super cold. Kev said, I don't like what the Bears did to Eddie George either. This is the only reason I like, I ain't gonna say I like, but I didn't mind the Eddie George one because that is the purpose of the Rooney Rule is sometimes to give people interviews who otherwise wouldn't get the experience. Right now, that could help Eddie George, being that he's at the college level. So possibly it could, but that's it. That's the only reason. But knowing that, you know what I'm saying, but the way they did it, which was like, we're going to wait till the end. Now, they also interviewed Ron Rivera, so I'm not sure. I think that it just has to be a minority candidate. It don't have to just be an African-American. So I would say this, like, they didn't have to give Eddie George an interview, but they did. Because I know Ron Rivera definitely we got to dig into that, Rooney. I don't want to speak wrong, but I do know they did interview one minority candidate. So I'm gonna dig into that before I pass judgment on what the Bears did. But I know exactly what the Patriots did for sure. My man James Rich said we need you at 10K subscribers ASAP. Great information always. Man, I appreciate that, man. Like you got to. Thank you. Like I'm just, I do my research. I read a lot. You know what I mean? Like I read a lot of sports. So this ain't like I'm just like no all world athlete. You know what I'm saying? I was a decent athlete growing up. It ain't like I was just like no all world. None of that. I just go. I love the game. I read up on it to make sure that I can speak intelligently, and then everybody ain't got time to sit around and read and watch and do all of this stuff. So I try to just break down the information as good as possible, and through the relationships that I've built, I'm able to parse through that information with people. So I could call a D1 coach and say, "Hey man, how true is this?" Or "Hey man, what did you see on this play?" Or "What this PFF grade? How real is that PFF grade in relation to what y'all actually call?" So I just try to make sure that the relationships that God had blessed me with, in order for me to be successful, that I just try to take this information to give back to everybody, like a real live family. You feel what I'm saying? This is a question. I ain't even read it yet. Dukes, what's your idea on creating a lane for a community like ours where we start a process of creating a path to supersede those who went for us? Man, I think first and foremost, you got to stay unified. Like, and you got to understand what unity means. See, unity doesn't mean that we turn a blind eye when people have bad behavior. Unity is that we're able to be accountable for what we do. And when we do have bad behavior, we accept wise counsel. That's unity. So it starts with unity, being able to hold each other accountable, and for people to get hand ups and not a handout. See, I didn't get a handout. I got a hand up. So, but I'm the type of person, if you extend your hand to help me up to where you are, I ain't gonna spit in it. I ain't gonna make you look stupid. I'm gonna go extra hard so you feel great about it. So the next young brother that you see, or brother like me, I ain't no young brother, I'm an brother. The next brother you see like me, you'll be like, all right, let me give him a hand because the last person I helped did something with it. And I think that's just where it starts. Now from there, outside of sticking together, is basically just being unified on the same front and understanding where we are. I think a lot of the times we forget that we are outnumbered in certain, and it's not just a black-white thing, it's a real thing. Like the real is gonna be outnumbered. We're talking about real. Like when I say the word real, down, like for us, the culture, we're outnumbered. So with that being said, you got to understand the lay of the land and know when to strike. When's the time to stand up and when's the time to stand down? Like, and I think that's what's gonna be key to creating the pathway to what you're talking about. Let me see what we got. Thanks for reading my comment. No problem. Great insight about unity for sure. Percy Brown said, "Dude's my guy. I rock with the channel." You go good. Okay, will you ever do a video on your road to where you are today? Man, dog, yeah, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one, like, cause I got a very, very winding road. Like, if y'all would have seen me 15 years ago, you would have never thought I'd be right here today. Like, I was doing something totally different, like at a high level as well. So it's like, but man, God, I'll say this, and I don't mean this in no kind of bragging way, but man, God blessed me in a way for me to relate to people. So whatever I've tried to do, I've been successful. I had a t-shirt printing shop. That went. We had this Coca-Cola font that we were selling. Like, people do like take the Coca-Cola font and sell it. And we was putting neighborhoods on it. We sold so many t-shirts, Coca-Cola sent us a cease and desist. No cap. I said I was gonna wash cars. Boom. Mobile detailing. Was washing every car in the city almost. I was getting contracts from county school systems, all type of stuff. Shoot, and I used to want to do music. Man, I did that at a high level, to be honest. Like, I gotta be the only person that ever who got a song with Future and did an interview with Kirby Smart. Like, God done bless me, man. So I'm definitely gonna give him the glory in that way and let people know how far I came for sure. Okay, super chat to the front. Out of my mind. Thanks for reading my comment. On MLK Day, we have to realize how far we behind. For sure, man. Like, I think that's what it is. Like, understanding the lay of the land, just understanding where we are, bro. Like, everybody, you know what I'm saying, that's down for the cause ain't down for the cause, for real. Like, sometimes there's people out here who just like to, to preach it and talk about it, but they don't want to do nothing about it. We're not moving. We ain't got no action behind it. It sound cool, you know what I'm saying? But when it's time to really help somebody, they ain't really trying to do it because people are too scared that by shining light on somebody else, it's going to dim their own light. And we just got to be really, really confident in ourselves and the gifts that God gave us so we know that we're going to shine regardless. Like, for example, like Uncle Neely and what Big Dog and Uncle Neely did for me. Like, for y'all who don't know, Big Dog Chico and Uncle Neely are like two of the leading people in Colorado media. And Uncle Neely been doing it for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So he was Jackson State, like D pregame, like he's the guy. And they literally pushed me, like, and I'm getting ready to sign another contract. This is a true story. I'm getting ready. I'm going through different contracts. I'm about to sign another contract to go media. And Uncle Neely really sat me down. And Chico, we had a conference call, and he was like, "Dude, you need to give yourself a chance. Like, you ain't even tried. You just keep going after these contracts." But he was like, "Bro, I guarantee you, if you try it, you're gonna be successful if you just do it yourself." And that was somebody who knows that they didn't have to share their light with me. They didn't have to share their platform. They literally started going live with me so I could get followers onto my page. So, of course, you know what I'm saying? That just shows you somebody who's not afraid to share their light. And so I even have people say, "Man, Dukes, you go on too many shows. Like, you do too much work. Like, with you need to be trying to deal with people who bigger than you or who got bigger platforms." But man, I don't be caring because I ain't scared to go help nobody else because I go help somebody. If hopefully I want them to shoot past me so they can take me with them. So yeah, like, I think one of the biggest places that we are behind is we not willing to help each other for sure. New SEC podcast. What's up, big dog? He said, "How do you like to celebrate MLK Day, dog?" Man, really. So growing up, we used to go to the MLK Center all the time. Like, that's just our, like, my mama, like, and my cousin Damon in here, he probably done been to the MLK Center 50 times. Like, every time. So, like I said, I got a big family. We got a bunch of first cousins. When you came to Atlanta, that's like one of the first places you had to go. So on MLK Day, I usually talk to my daddy, who's somebody who was around, went to Morehouse at the same time, like, or a little bit behind Dr. King, but just someone who knew people who was there, family members who really was in the air. Like, my pop, like, was one of them popping guys in Atlanta. Yeah, he he was he was in that world. So being able to reflect with him being able to tell us how far we got to go, how proud he is of where we are, but just him just to be able to relay those stories, I think that's like the best way for me to celebrate, to just have a conversation with my dad and kick it with my little boy. Boom. All Access Sports Media said the transfer portal struck again. It's going to take some money to win from here on out. So the other side to that is you still got revenue sharing. Rev sharing is you got to be set up on the outside. You cannot just raise money and give it to kids like they've been doing. You got to figure out, you got to have the avenues. You got to have proper NIL deals. You know what I'm saying? So, but you're right, the transfer portal was the way. Hold up. All right, super chats go to the front. Latrace, thank you. Happy for your success. Keep doing great things. Thank you, Latrace. I sure appreciate that, for real, for real. And if you got a question, then go to the front. Kev said, "What role did Bucky play in putting you on your own platform?" Man, Bucky gave me the game. So basically, Coach Prime, the first person that told me don't sign nothing yet was Coach Prime. He was the first one. I'm telling you, as soon as the stuff went down on 3, Coach Prime said, "Look, I want you and Bucky to work together first before you do anything." He said, "I know you're going to have some people come." He said, we'll get through it together. But he said, "Listen, you and Bucky go do something together because Bucky's expanding." So I started off like Bucky really turned me up in Colorado for real, like, where, man, that man got 500,000 followers. So I was like one of the first. Me and Carl Reed was like the first people who had like video content, like talking, like personality style content on Well Off. And so he kind of walked me through like how to get the money or whatever. And So like right now, I'm still with Well Off. Like we just figuring out what we gonna do next. Really and truly, like Bucky, like we gonna do a live on here. We just waiting on the right date, but we gonna make it work to where we gonna try it out here to the potential point of us doing one on here and Well Off, which would be huge. So we just working out a plan to see, and then it's we got a lot of conversation going on, especially with the NFL on the horizon. So, but Bucky just ain't gonna. He ain't finna just let his brother. He like just the way how Coach Prime stuck with his brothers, like they close. So we're gonna figure out a way to make Well Off Media look real crazy in the fall. So man, shout out to my dog Bucky, man. Pastor Dewey Smith can sing for real, for real. Yeah, he can. I'm talking about, yeah. See, I'm one of them kids that I'm a James Cleveland kid. You know what I mean? If y'all know, if you know, you know. Man, my mom, boy, Saturday morning, boy, it wasn't no, man, we ain't do a whole lot of Anita Baker in our house. And I like Anita Baker, man, but it was James Cleveland, Shirley Caesar, Dottie Peoples, the Pace Sisters, Mississippi Mass Choir, James Bigney. That's how we went up on Saturday. So I appreciate when a preacher can give you some of that old school church feeling for sure. Yeah, my son's so funny. We went to church. That man gonna say, he said, Daddy, this preacher remind me, like, dude, he was in there, he got the shouting, got the hollering. He was like, Daddy, this is his first time going to a church like that. He was like, Daddy, he's like, this man remind me of the Martin show. He talking about Reverend Leon Lonnie Love, man. I was cracking up in the church, boy. What Cam is crazy. New SEC said we got a long way to go and still pushing for sure. Good Money said these haters can't hold you back. I'm really rooting for you, bro. Love your take and respect the grind. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I appreciate the support, man. It's real. You know what I mean? Like we in here talking about James Cleveland and Mississippi Mass Choir, man. It's real family. So God, man, all right, true story, probably in 2020. Man, I was going through some stuff, and I said, I just didn't know what route I wanted to take, and I had a Instagram that I built up from when the time I used to do music and manage artists. I used to manage my little brother Jimmy the Rocket and Don Ace, and I was just doing a lot of different stuff, and I just nuked the Instagram. And I said, I said, man, what I rebuild, and I had a few thousand, I had a lot, I had more followers than I got right now, and I was like, well, maybe I don't know, right in there. And I was like, I'm gonna rebuild, and whatever God say this new one gonna be, I know that's gonna be the real one. And it worked, man. So whenever somebody talk about my success, I'm not gonna miss God for sure. Freeman needed the help of the ancestors tonight. Hey, they lost, but they picked the side. They had to stand on it. On MLK Day, dog. Hey, man. Hey, man. Hey, to each his own. Tell you what. On MLK Day in Atlanta, you think in Atlanta? Now, I ain't one for superstitions and all of that. I believe in Jesus, but I'm telling you, dog, in Atlanta on MLK Day, boy, stop. Ain't no way. Blue Pro said Mississippi Mass, the real deal. I'm biased. So I'm hey, one time for the Mississippi Mass Choir in the building, legendary. Let's go. That's my cousin back. He said the Singing Saints. All right, man. I gotta tell y'all this story, bro. I know we kicking it. I gotta tell y'all this. So in Nashville, Tennessee, Franklin, Tennessee to be exact. That's where my family from. I'm the only person born and raised in Atlanta. All right, cool. Every summer I spent in Nashville with my grandma and my cousins. Every summer. All right. So it's like in my family, it's like sets of cousins. You got the ones who's like 54 to like 48, 49. Then you got my class where it's like the oldest one in my class probably like 45, and the youngest one probably like 34. All us used to be together. My grandma, my uncle used to play in the band at the church. My grandmama, I don't know why, she used to always make, like, they be having card games or whatever. They have us come out there and perform. And one night she had us singing gospel music, man. So it was about 5 of us. Me, my cousin Terrell, my cousin Showtime, he passed away. My cousin Andre, Lil Ricky, and one more. She turned us into a children's gospel group called the Singing Saints. And we used to go from church to church. And she used to take the money like Joe Jackson to split, bust down half, and then she split the other half between us, man. They'll take up a little offering for us. And we used to always be getting in trouble at school, so she used to call us the singing thugs, man. It used to be so funny, man. But yeah, thank you, Damon. I had to talk about it. J. Dub said, money doesn't buy championship players. It helps with the recruitment, but it's the performance of the players on the field that win championships. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Like, I think because you got to think about it. Oregon and Texas both got $20 million rosters as well. Like, you got to think Texas got $1 million, damn near $2 million back quarterback. So Oregon and Texas are in that category with Ohio State for sure. So, like you said, like, but I think you got to have that first, and then you got to have that type of roster. Like, the best roster in college football for the money is Georgia. But they don't spend as much as everybody else, but they still got all the 5 stars. But they always miss when it comes to you need that playmaker on the perimeter, and you need a dynamic. And you don't have to have a dynamic quarterback as long as you got somebody who can make all the throws consistently. And Georgia's just been struggling, and they've always been better up front. And this is one year where Georgia may not have been in the top 10 in the country when it came to offensive lines. Kobe said, Duke, what Freeman said about his race, I ain't see it. Now, he just hit us with the kind of the Tiger Wood. They were like, how does it feel to be the first black man? And the first day he was like, man, I ain't black. I ain't just black. I'm black and Korean. I get it. And so every time they asked him to say something about like black, he kind of was just like, nah, I'm black and Korean, which I get it. But just in our country, that wouldn't have been disrespectful to give that moment and then get his other heritage that moment too. He could have answered the question and I think that's how a lot of people feel. It's like, bro, you could have let us get that moment, not fit for us, but as somebody who's not, biracial, I don't know what type of position he is. I just know how it looked to us. So it's just like, hey, to each his own. You know what I mean? You wish that like there are ways to navigate it. You know what I'm saying? I think other people do it well, but I mean, shoot, it's just a new, you know what I'm saying? Same thing. And man, I said the same thing Tiger Woods did, yeah. It is what it is. Dane said, yes, sir. So Tuesdays, back to business, right? You're gonna see Colorado. So right now, for the Colorado fans, you're gonna see a lot more 26 offers going out. I talked to some people over there. They will be coming to Atlanta. They checked in and I did a little check-in as far as some of the kids in Atlanta. I think you're gonna be excited about some of the offers that you see out when Colorado gets on the road. So they will be starting that. So that's a little scoop. You'll see a lot more of these 26 offers going out. And I think you're gonna be pleasantly surprised at the level of athlete that Colorado is going at early, right? They're not taking no chances. They want to be great. I did hear a little bit about the spring portal, what they'll be going after. Colorado ain't done in that spring portal. I'm telling you, they are not done. They're still looking for a dominant. They still want a dominant offensive lineman. They'll be looking after that SEC portal. Colorado will be in the front of the line looking at some of these tackles who will be leaving the SEC after they see where they stand in the spring. And I think along the edge rusher is also going to be somebody that Colorado looks at. They took a quick look at Damon Wilson from Georgia, to be honest. They definitely took a look at him. I think that the price was going to be out of their range for what they wanted to spend at that position, and for that production. I think he's going to be a great player. But I think they have guys who have they believe they have guys with similar skill sets at that position. James Stallers, okay, this Auburn fam in the building. That hard. Hey, I got an Auburn show dropping tomorrow, y'all. What's up, James? Hold on, let me see. That hard Warrior said, "What up? What up? What up, man? We still got Auburn in here. We still repping. We doing. It's gonna be an everything channel. Like I said, like I'm just getting started. You feel me? Like really just getting on the cadence. And I say the word cadence because as far as me going audio right now, we just trying to break down a show schedule. But man, when I tell you like this thing going faster than I thought it was, man, hey, I can't. Glory be to God, man, because it ain't me. out of my mind said, listen, we need to dominate the Savannah pipeline too. It's too many athletes, too many first rounders. Yeah, you got to get down to South Georgia. You know what I mean? I think they'll continue to. Like Coach Phillips got Corey Phillips, like he got a lot of experience in the Southeast. So anytime he sees something in Atlanta that he want to know about, like I could tell when he's on it because I see a kid and I see his name pop up in the follows. I'm like, okay, I know Colorado is on it. So shout out to him and Coach Box. Hog Bone. What's up, Hog Bone? Get a chance to watch that Mavs kid. I said, yeah, he hard. What's up with him right now? Yeah, he tough. He is tough. They ain't said that O-line needs help. All right now. Any thoughts on the LSU versus South Carolina women's basketball game? Man, I missed it, man. I'm gonna try. I need to go back and check it out. Ms. Giles, hey, put down, give us a quick synopsis in the chat. Shoot, like, I wish I could bring people on. We need to get a call-in show where people can call in and talk. That'd be hard, right? I got to figure out how to do that so we can call in and really talk, man. It'll go crazy. Yeah, I've definitely been interested to see. You got Raven Johnson from South Carolina from around my way, and then everybody. We just got through talking about the Savannah pipeline, but Flau'jae still at LSU. I'm excited to see who will go number one this year in the WNBA draft. Oh, it's Thursday. Okay, cool. Sean said, "What up, dudes? Maybe once a week you can do a stream. I'm on StreamYard now. How I do it? Like this is StreamYard. I don't even know how to do it. Y'all got to put me on. You know, I'm still a I'm a OYN. I ain't just a YN. I'm a OYN. Y'all see me with that scat pack? That's my nephew car. That's my niece's boyfriend, Jimmy and the Hemi. Shout out to Jimmy, man. It was like, dang, you went scat pack for real? No. I'm still in that two-wheel drive Silverado, man. It look pretty, but don't go nowhere. Hey, let's break this down, y'all. It's a good one. True said, Duke suggested for growth. Breakdown film analysis of players. Best of Duke's compilation of your appearance across platform vids. A weekly sports Jeopardy show where people compete. I love it. Well, you need to come on. Come on over here, True. Hit me in the DM. Let's break this down. I love those ideas. They need to get on Carson or the running back for Carrollton. Yeah, both of them nice. They need to get on Fat Boy too. Fat Boy is somebody I think will surprise a lot of people, man. But I definitely work with Carson and Fat Boy, so hopefully they make the call. Kirby went to see Carson last week. He's really excited to get that offer. So right now for Carson, it's South Carolina. Coach Black at South Carolina. That's my partner. He went in and did a home visit with him last week. Kirby went to go see him at Langston. Then he went up to Georgia, the Auburn, Georgia game. And actually, I don't know if this is out yet, but Carson will be at Tennessee this week. The running back for Carrollton is super nice. He is a tough runner. You're gonna need a gang to tackle him. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Reclassified to this year as of now. Oh, snap. I ain't know he reclassed. Yeah, he tough, bro. You gotta get on that, man. Hey, help you and them boys out. I see Tennessee was there too. Yep. All right, so right now we got to talk about the current landscape in college football because right now we talk about the rosters now. Nobody ever talks about how much money Notre Dame spends, but they spend a good little bit of change too. Like Notre Dame ain't scared in the NIL battles. They're not scared. So right now, 2 back-to-back Big Ten teams have won the Natty. Is the Big Ten the conference to beat in college football now? We always talk about the SEC. But right now, what's the tougher conference? Is it the Big Ten or the SEC? Let's drop that in the comments, fam. Big Ten or SEC? Let's roll. Big Ten or SEC? The conference to beat. Let's drop that in the chat. We'll go to, we got 500. So Mike can go to 10. Y'all want to go to 10? Okay, cool. 1 for Big Ten, 2-0 Big Ten, 3-0 Big Ten, 4-0 Big Ten, 5-0 Big Ten, 7-0 Skunk. 7-0 Skunk, y'all. 7. Wow. 8, 9. It's the Big Ten, dog. And I got SEC people that I know are SEC people saying it's the Big Ten. So when you break down the Big Ten, let's see, you got Ohio State, Oregon. I forgot about Oregon. Ohio State, Oregon. Is in the Big Three. So outside Ohio State, Oregon, where do you go? Big Ten. After Ohio State, Oregon, who was the third best team in the Big Ten? Was it Indiana or Michigan? Michigan? We'll go with Michigan right now, right? Yeah, you can't, right. I forgot about Rutgers. Michigan, Rutgers. Okay, that's 4. I mean, I still feel like if somebody said Penn State, boom, Penn State is the third best team. There we go. Good call, y'all. Kevin Kobe, good call. Penn State, right. All right, so let's do this. Let's get a Big 4. Let's do a Big 4. So we got Ohio State, we got Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Big. Who's 4th team? Are we gonna go Indiana? Are we going Illinois? Are we going Rutgers? What's up, Brandon Duckworth? We're going Illinois for 4. Michigan. We got 1 for Michigan, 1 for Indiana. All right, y'all, let's go to the 4th best team in the Big Ten. So we're going to do something right after that. We got 1 for Michigan, 2 for Michigan, 3 for Michigan. Got to be Michigan. They won last year. All right, for the sake of argument, let's just go. Yeah, Kev said Michigan. Kev solidified. We're going Michigan. All right, so we're going to go. And let's go 4 top teams in the SEC. So this year, Texas made it the furthest. I mean, you got to consider Georgia. They really won it. Texas, Georgia. Do we say Tennessee or do we go Ole Miss? So we know Texas and Georgia from the SEC. Do we go Ole Miss 3, Tennessee 3? Tennessee made the playoffs. Maybe we'll go Tennessee 3. But Tennessee just, for whatever reason, they're not scared of me. I mean, EC Wright said Vandy. Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss, Tennessee. Illinois whooped up on South Carolina. Boy, Shane, them folks trying to fight. Texas, UGA, Tennessee, Ole Miss. All right. All right, so if you talk the best 4, hey, we gonna go Ole Miss over Bama? Bama ain't that no more? What's up, Paisley Jones? Hey, no, what we're doing is we're saying who's the best conference right now. We're taking the top 4 teams. We're doing our own playoffs. Like, you still got to go Bama, right? Do we still got to go Bama? Or we going Ole Miss? Ole Miss or Bama? Die Hard said Bama done. South Carolina. Y'all like South Carolina better than Tennessee? So we know we know Georgia, Texas. All right, cool. Let's go. All right, we're going to go team 3, 3rd team. Y'all drop y'all 3rd team right here. 3rd team in the SEC. We know we going Georgia, and we know we going Texas. 3rd team in the SEC. So, Rev said, hope you good. What's up, Rev? From Bay. 3rd team in the SEC. I got 1 for Bama. I got 1 for South Carolina. I got 1 for Ole Miss. I got another one for Bama. It's 2 for Bama. 2 for Bama. 2 for, so we got 2 for Bama, 2 for Tennessee, 2 for Ole Miss. Oh, we tied. 2 for South Carolina. That's crazy. Next year, South Carolina. Okay. Ole Miss. People really like Ole Miss, or they respect them. Texas, Georgia, Ole Miss. Next year, we got to pay attention to Florida next year because as your quarterback goes, so does your team. And Lagway may be the most dynamic quarterback in the country next year. So, All right, look, forget it. Let's do it this way. Because we got a lot coming in. It's going to be hard to do it that way. All right, we're going to do it this way. Any combination of 4 teams. Can you pick 4 teams that you feel like are better than Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, and we said, who was that 4th one we said? We said Ohio State, Oregon, Penn, Michigan. When I look at that foursome, I got to say the Big Ten right now is a better conference at the top than the SEC. Maybe it's not through the whole 16, but right now, the cream of the crop, the top 4 in the Big Ten is better than the SEC, dog. Like right now, if you got to rank power fours, I think you really got to go. Right now, you got to go Big Ten, SEC, and this is right now, ACC to end the year, to end this year, then Big 12. Next year, I think the Big 12 may be able to jump. Now, Clemson got a whip stick coming back. Y'all from the South, y'all know what that stick is. Clemson got a stick next year. So I know in the Big 12, I think you got, I don't know what BYU looks like next year. I'm not sure if Arizona State has another scatterboo. Like, I'm not sure. I think Colorado going to be back. I think Texas Tech going to be good next year. They did so much in the portal. Texas Tech is somebody to watch out for in the Big 12 next year. I think BYU will be good again. But I think a team in the ACC nobody's talking about, when we talk, and even when we talk about black coaches that's not getting their due, Fran Brown won 9 games and knocked off, and they the reason Miami we didn't see Cam Ward in the playoffs. Like, I mean, so I think, all right, so let's go top 4, Big 12 versus ACC this year. So Colorado, BYU, Arizona State, and was the 4th one, Iowa State. We'll go Iowa State. Kansas State barely missed it. Versus Miami, Clemson, SMU, and Syracuse. This year. Hold on, let me write it down. Now, Syracuse was hard, bro. Matter of fact, let's do this. Top 4 Big 12 teams. Am I right if I said Arizona State? We're doing it for this year. Arizona State, BYU, Colorado. Let's go Colorado, Arizona State, BYU, and Iowa State. Yeah. Out of my mind, got it right. Cool. All right. Now let's go ACC. You can go Clemson, Miami, SMU, Georgia Tech, or Cuse. Right now, this year, I probably would have gave it to the ACC. Just based on, in that time, I don't think nobody could score with them ACC teams, but probably Colorado and Arizona State. But I didn't see BYU and Iowa State scoring with them teams. I didn't. I thought Colorado had the offense that they could have played with anybody, and I think Arizona State proved that they could probably play with anybody. But I didn't think BYU and Iowa State offense traveled well enough, in my opinion. But next year, Dr. Bear, I'm with you. I love Fran Brown. Y'all remember Nick Williams, who was at Colorado, phenomenal young coach. I like what he did out there. So, man, I think Syracuse somebody to watch next year. But, man, next year, let me see. Yes, we all tied for the Big 12 at 7-2 in conference. Only reason ASU or Iowa State made it to the championship. Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm telling you, like, I feel like Colorado on that big stage, I feel like Colorado would have did it. Man, Nick Williams so cool. All right, cool. I met Nick Williams last year at the camp. where they had the Colorado coaches at Morehouse last year. It was funny because Nick Williams, I had on 24. I was still working for 24/7 Sports. Nick Williams walked up on me, damn boy. I had on my little Cartiers. I had on my other Cartiers at the time. He was like, damn boy. I said 24/7 paying like that. We were locked in from there. We just joked around and learned a little bit about each other. So yeah, I'm always be a fan of his just because of like in a space where, you know, sometimes like when people look at the media members, you know, they treat them like nerds for real. And Brad really came over there and showed love. So shout out to him. Now I ain't gonna lie, man. That me, well, it is some, yeah. I did feel a little weird being around media guys. I had to learn how to do it like journalists. Journalists sometimes can be a little different, but you know, I don't look down on nobody, man. I just try to go out and make friends everywhere. But he definitely made me feel at home. 229. What's your prediction for Colorado record next year? Give me 10-2. I'll take 10-2. Y'all drop y'all predictions for Colorado next year. I'm going 10-2. Y'all tell me where y'all going. Y'all can mark me down at 10-2. 10-2. I think they lose one early. They lose one mid-season. You got Duke's 10-2 for Colorado. Colorado record next year. Kobe said 12-0. Okay. Kev said 10-2. Paisley said 11-1. I like that, Paisley. J-Dub said 11-1. Trace said, who you think the two losses will be? I don't know, Trace. You're doing too much. I don't know. Let me look into the schedule. You're trying to put me on the spot. I watch you, Trace. 10-2, 10-2. 10-2. 10-2. Yeah. What's up, Mr. Hillsman? Yeah. G82 Ton said, how you feel about the possibility of Marshall Faulk for running back coach? Man, home run. Like if it's him, which I feel like it. I feel like where smoke is fire. You know, like I said the other day, I can't confirm or deny. You know what I mean? But it's something to that for sure. And I just think he a perfect fit, man. Like the way Colorado is set up, they set up like a protein. Like so, they try to bring in the best recruiters and the best and people with relationships, right? So they can allow their coaches to coach. But it's really the NFL model. Like you don't see like a whole lot of coaches doing scouting and stuff. Like they know players from previous places, but the scouting department is paid the way they pay in the NFL because they you know, like especially the higher tier scouts get more money than the lower tier guys. But you know, that's a pathway to more money. But the NFL model is you keep coaches coaching. And I think that Coach Prime does a good job of keeping the coaches coaching, and they still able to recruit at a high level. And the way they recruit is when they get you there, you got to feel it. But they spend so much time with their players that's already on the roster. It's almost like a recruiting tool to say, hey, look, this is the type of attention you're going to get when you get here. I think it's genius, to be honest. And especially like the way they attack the transfer portal, because kids in the transfer portal, you only got to recruit them for a day or two. You don't get them but a visit. They got to, you get a day or two to make that decision. And these are kids who are motivated to come play because they've already been through the recruiting process and they're not worried about, oh my God, this coach said this and no, they said they're going to give me this. They going in like, look, what my NIL look like, what the playing time look like, what the depth chart look like, what my coach look like. After that, they ready to go. And I think that's perfect when you're talking about free agent visits like the NFL. Coach Prime really has an NFL system in college. So I think that's why Marshall Faulk really works out because a lot of the learning curve for first-time coaches in college football is recruiting. Shout out to my dog, Ike Hilliard. Ike Hilliard just got the Auburn job at wide receiver coach. Ike Hilliard, great coach, NFL wide receiver coach for a long time. Came to Auburn a few years ago, and he's getting acclimated. He had to get acclimated to recruiting. That's really the biggest thing when you get NFL coaches that go to college for the first time. Colorado has set up their recruiting department like to teach those guys how to recruit. So, man, shout out to Box, man. Shout out to Phillips, man, my dog. they do a great job. So I feel like the way that Colorado has set it up, Marshall Faulk going to be crazy. And I did a whole breakdown of how the Air Coryell system correlates to why Marshall Faulk will mesh really well with Pat Sherman. You really got to go check that out, dog. Go on the page, look at Marshall Faulk, why he's going to be a great pickup. And I think it's at like 16, 17,000 views, man. It did really well. So, man, go check that out. At Duke's, Bucky shut down the foolishness about Como leaving in well-off video that you see it. Now I ain't see it. I need to hit. I talked to Bucky a little bit earlier. I need to hit him. I need to go watch it. But yeah, I'm glad, man. I'm glad he did that. Sabrina said she saw it. Yep. Ike, a Florida boy, Auburn. Yeah, he was at Auburn a couple years ago. Ike with the Falcons right now. I talked to Ike at the beginning of the year, man. Shout out to Ike, man. The Falcons showed me so much love this year. I can't even deny it. Like, they came through, they gave me that helmet, gave me some gear. I got some gear, helmet. Like, they really, like, the Falcons do a really good job with community outreach. So, man, shout out to the Falcons, man, for sure. Now we just need them to do some outreach on the field. Jeez. Mr. Hill said, I already see it, but I already knew. And anybody keeping up with you knew he wasn't leaving. Mo was at UNLV last year or the year before, too. They doing an annual event there. Yeah, they said it was like a culture convention or something like that. I wasn't sure about exactly why. And I'm still getting familiar with a lot of the coaches. Like, the only people I really know on staff in Colorado, like I know is like Ray, Coach Phillips, Coach Box, Coach Matthews. I know Sal, but I don't know him. I met him. Like, he's super cool. He definitely shouted me out. And Coach Prime, and then, you know, the media guys, but I don't know everybody. But this will be my first full season really, like, being in the trenches with Colorado. So trust me, like, by the mid-football season, really by the summer. After spring, I'll be able to get y'all some really good content coming out of that program for sure. It'll be about like I got it at Auburn or UGA for sure. That field actually need to tighten up for them Falcons. Absolutely. Check out Neil's interview with T. Stewart. Coach Prime is building a group that's going to be unstoppable. Don't know if anybody gets the best out of their staff than Prime. Man, Uncle Neely was very, very excited about that interview, man. I saw some of it, man. She's a really impressive young lady. But that's one that Uncle Neely was very, very proud of. And you will catch me and Uncle Neely tomorrow on You Tell Me. You know, he just got back to Mississippi tonight, so we late. So we pushed it out with the college football game. We pushed it out. So check us out tomorrow. Coach Swayze was working with Shiloh practice on a 40-yard. Oh, yeah, I saw that, man. And do you see the tone that he speaks with and the respect that he gets without having to yell? And they say he can get on you, but the respect that he gets with his words, man, I love that, man. I love the way that he can talk and teach and have respect and gain your respect without having to do too much. His tone was really that of a teacher that wants to get you right, and you can see the Shiloh respect in him. I love, man, shout out to Bucky for sharing that. I saw Bucky had posted some of that earlier. That was dope. My man said, how you feel about Penix for next season? Great. Great. Man, I'm telling you. Look, I just want to see what they do in the offseason. But Penix himself, you got to get the most out of him right now. This is how you win a Super Bowl. While you got a quarterback on, see the Falcons, boy. You finally got a rookie that could start where you could build your team around a rookie quarterback that's on a rookie salary where you can build up around him the same way the Seahawks did with Russell Wilson, the same way the Chiefs did in Pat Mahomes' first years before he got his big deal. And the Falcons got a $100 million contract sitting behind them, so it don't even matter, bro. But Falcon gonna Falcon. But he gonna be straight, man. Shout out to Penix and the do-rag, dog. Kobe said, hey, dude, why on 3 hours job players showing interest in CU and after they committed numerous players, they did that too. And as I'm still on the payroll at On3, so I don't want to dig into that. But when that last check hit, we can dive into it. That's all I'm gonna say. But some of it's coincidence, some of it ain't. Yeah, let me chill out. I got a few more of them checks to roll in, you know. Got a son in private school, but you better believe I got some. Now I done been around. Now one thing about it, I worked at 24/7, worked at O3, and I definitely know the ins and outs of that industry. Now one thing about it, why I shot up so fast in that industry to a national level, and I like guaranteed I was the only person on a national level who had only been doing it for 2 years. Like damn near meteoric rise to go where I went in pay salary in 2 years. So put it like this. I know where a lot of the bodies buried for sure. So when the time comes, you better believe I'm gonna have a lot to talk about for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot to talk about. But I'm gonna say everybody ain't messed up at any of those locations in those ranking departments, whether it be Rivals, ESPN, On3, 24/7. It's some discrepancies at all of them, but everybody in there ain't bad for sure. Everybody ain't. You know, you got some good people that go to work there. You got some people who, you know, could leave something to be desired at any one of those companies for sure. Ron said, "I'm afraid all that talk about Prime and the Cowboys signing the contract extension could hurt recruiting as well as deep pocket donors to say that why donate if he ain't gonna be here? Because they know, man, that's who it's for the deep pocket donors. They gotta step up. You feel what I'm saying? They gotta step up because Prime. You know, people do ask the question. I get asked all the time. Like I'm one of the people that you know what I'm saying? They ask me all the time, man. You know, I kind of been one of the people that's like, look, if Colorado come on with it, it ain't nothing to talk about. But the only thing I'm scared of, what scares me about the situation is the longer they wait, they ain't gonna take an interview. Coach Prime will take an interview. And the thing is like you don't want him to take an interview to protect himself and then mess around and knock it out the park and then mess around and be like, well, and then Colorado run up to the altar late, like, okay, I'm ready. Like, you know, imagine the NFL team offering you 13 million. Imagine. I ain't saying it's gonna happen. I think he ends up in Colorado. And I said it a million times. He wants to be in Colorado, but he's not gonna be in Colorado if Colorado don't do right by him. And that's just the facts. And I've said it ad nauseum a million times. He's not gonna be mistreated. And you know, they can't continue to disrespect him with some of them offers that I'm hearing. So I think they're gonna get it right. I think they got one that's gonna come. And like I said, I know they put out that they said that my man Joe Clatt said he had a good contract in front of him, but a good contract for who? And considering what? And Coach Prime was one. I think he was the only person who could have won and got it popping in Colorado the way he did. The only one. So you can't play with that, man. Okay, CU Regis got a meeting on Thursday. Yeah, they better. Good. They better. All right, y'all. Look, we hit an hour. We got up to 5:50. Not bad for a late show. I literally just did this because somebody on Twitter said, let's go live, my man. So I appreciate y'all. Thank you for the super chats. Man, so tomorrow you tell me and Uncle Neely, we're going to kick it. You know it's going to be live. After that, I might go live for a little bit after that just so we can talk like this again. And then, man, the schedule coming out. Hey, my man, whoever left me those ideas, man, hit me on my DM on Twitter or Instagram. At Duke Steve Scoop. Hit me in the DM. Let me know what your ideas for the show were. I'm open to all ideas because I really need help structuring this thing out because I got some money that's trying to be invested into the show. And until I can flesh out how this thing looks, it's going to be hard for me. I don't want to take nobody's money until I know what I'm going to be doing. So any help I can get with structuring this any better, I'm open to. So, man, y'all hit me on the DM. Thank y'all at Duke Steve Scoop. And shoot, I'll see y'all soon. All right, bet.